Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setup for today. So pretty much a similar setup to Wall Street with the Dow Jones, but the difference here is that we have a crossover the moving averages and we're bouncing off them right now. And the oscillators, although pointing up, are looking a little bit nervous, should I say. So, these two levels are still very much in play. That is the range. There is the range. So it's very similar setup to the Dow Jones. It's just got a little bit of a different feel to it. So if we look at the 3 hour, you can see we're still very much below the moving averages here. And we are kind of in between all the moving averages, consolidating a little bit. Tails the upside, tails the downside. Could be a tweezer top forming here, which is probably also a half decent idea. So, the European session to pull back into the range, bounce around here, and then as soon as Europe closes down, then the Americans will come in and start buying everything, which will then push it up. So that's typically the situation that I can see that unfolding right now. But at the same time, we have broken the range, and this is the range of the last couple of days. It's a bit of a messy one. We have come back. We've got an inside bar off there. We've got a crossover on the moving average. We're above the 155. So as long as we stay above 14,190, then there is potential for an upside move here. If we start dropping below 14,190, I would expect us to target two areas. First is going to be roughly the middle of the range. As you can see, there's a bit of a cluster of support here. So that would be the first area. If that gives way, then I'd expect us to meet the bottom of the range again. So, yeah, not as clear cut as Wall Street. Wall Street's Dow Jones has got a pretty decent inverse head and shoulders on offer as well. But the Dow Jones the DAX is pretty much just languishing along right now. So yeah, I think yesterday wasn't really any opportunity. Not even this. You can see, look at how many bars came down to test this level, and then we only got going on the US session. So I suspect the same thing. But do look at this divergence that formed here as well. Whenever you see that on the hour, and then you see that kind of pattern, it might as well just take the plunge, take the trade to the upside, because that's looking pretty ominous for the bears. So I think for the moment, two ways to think about it. We are either top of range, or we are busy setting up for a potential move to the upside. We need to stay above the range, or at least come back and test the midway part of the range at 14,130 area and bounce off that for a move to the upside. 15-minute is probably the way to go again, and you can see yesterday's 15-minute was really nothing to write home about. Nothing really exciting there, except going at the close, but there was no retest. So yeah, pay attention to the top of the range, pay attention to this area. That if those two areas hold, then I expect us to start moving to the upside. But it's going to be messy. That's the one thing I can tell you. Look at all of this chaos here to the left. So it's going to be pretty messy. It's not going to be one-way traffic. It's going to bounce around all over the place, and more than likely fizzle out at 14,287 before pulling back again for another look for structure. If you can get down to the lower time frames, 15 and lower, get your levels drawn in on the hour, and then pay attention at the open to the lower time frames for structure. And you don't want this kind of structure. This looks like a big move down, a bit of a wedge, and then another move down. You're looking for pin bars, you're looking for stuff like that. So pin bars, engulfing bars, inside bars off a level, and that would get you moving in the direction of that break. But yeah, slight bias to the upside for me this morning, but more of a wait and see situation here in my head. So we will wait and see. I think that's pretty much what I'll be doing for the DAX today. Anyway, hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.